So, Netflix recently added Spider-Verse, and with the upcoming Miles Morales game due to come out soon in the UK, I thought I'd make a video on an aspect where I feel the movie and the game let the Miles Morales and Spider-Man mythos down a little bit, or at least it opens up a discussion on can anyone be Spider-Man. While this might be nitpicky to some, just look at it as me just wanting to talk about what Spider-Man means to me, and that I feel this point undermines the importance of Peter Parker and Miles Morales and is not so much of a hit piece but more of an opinion that these characters should be held to a higher standard. So with that being said, let's get into it. I've been a fan of Spider-Man since I can remember, and a fan of Miles Morales since he was created at the start of the decade, but after watching Spider-Verse again recently and reading that they used a similar line in the upcoming game, I wanted to ask, can anyone wear the mask? To me, this strips Miles and Peter of what makes them important and feels more like it's telling people who might dispute that Miles should be Spider-Man that anyone can do it, and it feels shallow and unearned. Show people why Miles should be Spider-Man by making him rise to the occasion rather than telling the audience that anyone can be Spider-Man, because to me that diminishes what Spider-Man stands for. Spider-Man is the everyman. He's flawed, he makes mistakes, and his life is troubled, just like anyone else when he's not wearing the suit. It's what I and many others believe is why he is one of the most beloved superheroes, because he's relatable. That is different than anyone being able to be Spider-Man though. While he has human problems, the best aspect of him is that he goes through them all while having to save his friends, family, neighbourhood, and often the world from catastrophic events and supervillains. It's his will to persevere that is inspiring, the way he never gives up in the face of danger even though he's badly beaten and the odds are against him, all while knowing that he might be missing a date that could make him lose his love interest, an exam that could get him kicked out of school, or a meeting that could lose him his job and make him homeless. It's being selfless and putting the well-being and safety of others above his own needs that makes him special, but even this is earned by losing a loved one and not wanting others to suffer or lose someone the way he has, whether it's Uncle Ben for Peter or Miles' mum, dad or uncle, depending on what iteration you're looking at. Miles in the comics watched Peter fight for his life to save his family and ultimately succumb to his wounds and die, but not before he could beat the Sinister Six. This was his first lesson about what Spider-Man should be. When Miles gets his own superpowers and wears a suit, he feels guilty because he's taking someone else's identity and not sure if he can live up to that. Through learning about Peter and what he stood for from his family and friends, he starts to find his own way, but then his mother is killed and Miles hangs up the suit until he realises that the world needs Spider-Man and that he's the only one who can do it. So even though I love the Spider-Verse movie and think it's another great alternate Miles origin, one thing that lets it down for me is that it does focus on the idea of anyone can wear the mask, and also Miles' problems stem more from him not being able to use his abilities properly, rather than him rising to the ideals that make Spider-Man great. Ultimately, I think the movie is supposed to be flashy, stylish and fun, and it ticks all those boxes, but I wanted to just explore the idea of Spider-Man and what it means to me, and also that I'd like them to bring out more of those great things that make Spider-Man in the sequel. So if you made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it and let me know what you thought in the comments. Like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video so you help the channel out. This is the Movie Thingamabob. Thanks once again, and until next time, goodbye.